Detroit City FC is heading down to Urbandale, Iowa to compete in the national semifinals of the MASL-W League. But they face a familiar foe in the process, a team that they dominated 3 times in league play this year. Yes, it's the Iowa Demon Hawks, fresh off a dominating victory last night in their quarterfinal game against the Wichita Aztecs. We break it down next on Soccer Night in Detroit. Today, it's the national semifinals of the MASL-W League as Detroit City FC travels to Buccaneer Arena to take on the Iowa Demon Hawks.
There's a little, if you watch Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2.
I haven't seen it.
And they go into the ministry or whatever it is, and or there's like some type of bank in there, and then they get traveled in there. You notice the multiplying silverware or brassware or metalware that's coming about here. See this trophy case right behind me?
Oh, yeah.
This is where Detroit City has won trophies in the years of existence. You see the two, there's a couple NISA trophies in there, obviously.
They haven't repossessed that. Thank God for that.
No, they have not. So thank goodness.
And I highly doubt they will.
Yep. You see a Midwest Premier League trophy in there. You see a lot of those in there. Unfortunately, I'm trying to think here. I can't stand. You're closer to it than I am. Do you see a trophy from the USLW last year?
I don't think so.
I don't know. It might be. Who knows? It might be behind the bar.
It might be in the clubhouse. Who knows?
City has a chance to get some more hardware.
You're right.
They have a chance to get some more hardware down in Urbandale, Iowa.
Yes.
They are playing in the MASL-W playoffs competition in which there are 6 teams involved. 4 of them played last night.
Uh-huh.
And out of those 4 teams, 2 teams moved on. RPFC Dallas with a resounding victory over the Cincinnati Sirens. They take on the number 2 seed Chihuahua Savage. A South Division battle in which those 2 teams basically, how do we say it? Won a game against each other. In fact, that's how Chihuahua Savage ended up.
Chihuahua Savage won the first go around the 15th, 6-3.
That was their 9th win of the season.
And then on February 16, the team they're facing on tonight, Dallas RPFC, upset the Savage 2-1.
Yep.
And that put them down to number 2 seed in the playoffs.
Detroit City with the perfect record, 10-0-0, with a 69 goal differential. Nice.
Yeah.
Plus 69 goal differential.
That's second in the entire league.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, that's the reason why they got the number 1 seed. Our RPFC Dallas beat Cincinnati last night in the first game of the doubleheader over in Urbandale. And in the second game of the doubleheader, a team from Wichita known as the ICT Aztecs.
That's the airport code in Wichita.
Right, you are there, Steve. Yes. Thank you for that. And, ICT Aztecs came in. They had a 3-1 lead against the Demon Hawks. The Demon Hawks then responded, scoring 6 straight unanswered goals.
Oh, yes.
Upset the Aztecs.
In front of their home crowd at the Des Moines Buccaneer Arena.
Yes. And upset the Aztecs by a score of 7-3. What does that mean, folks?
We would face on the Iowa Demon Hawks, who are probably the luckiest team to get in, although the 5 teams got in the playoff, win their division. Iowa Demon got in if you remember the Memorial Cup in the Ontario Canadian Hockey League,
I do, especially in this area, as a matter of fact.
Yes, the team that agreed to host the Memorial Cup also get to be in the tournament. The team they're in.
Yep.
Guess what? Iowa team qualified today. I'll show up to host the tournament.
And if you remember, hockey fans, if you remember the Memorial Cup from last year, especially in my neck of the woods,
okay,
rivals of the Flint Firebirds, Saginaw Spirit hosted the Memorial Cup. Guess who ended up winning the Memorial Cup?
The Saginaw Spirit for the big time.
Exactly. First American team to do it in quite some time.
I know.
Quite some time. And I think I remember back in the day, Detroit Junior Red Wings were in that. Plymouth Whalers were in that competition as well. In fact, the Detroit Junior Red Wings went to the championship game. I think it was back in 1995. They lost to the Kamloops Blazers in that one. Kamloops was hosting the tournament that year. By the way.
You're right. But this is a little bit different.
This is soccer. This is a different sport. This is soccer. Yeah. But shout out to Josh Prentice, and God bless you, my friend. A big Whaler fan, a big Detroit City FC fan. We remember him. His picture's hanging up over here. One of the greats, great supporters of this club.
I know.
So shout out to him, and
you're right.
Prayers up. Miss you, buddy. But the Iowa Demon Hawks are going to face Detroit City FC tonight.
Oh yeah,
for the fourth time this year.
Yes,
and City has. How can you say it? Dominated the Demon Hawks?
Oh, yes.
The first time that they met was at Buccaneer Arena, and that turned out to be I believe
12-3 affair.
Yes, a 12-3 affair for Detroit City on that one. Kayla Addison had a hat trick. I think she had a hat trick or 4 goals in that game.
Probably 4 goals there.
Yeah, that was another a big performance there for Kayla Addison there.
And the second time we faced on a day later was at a different arena.
A little
came close.
A little bit of adversity there for Detroit City. Probably one of the only few times that these girls have faced adversity all season long. It was a second night of a back-to-back, or second, not even, what was it, about probably 16 hours later or whatever it is, an afternoon affair over at a different arena, as a matter of fact. They were down 2-0 at halftime. They come back and score 5 unanswered goals, come away with the victory by a score of 5-2. The following week, they come here to the City Club or City Fieldhouse. Total domination by Detroit City.
The only clean sheet of the year.
10-0, the final there. Their coach ended up getting a red card in that one. A couple players got injured, and then they ended up losing they ended up forfeiting. They were supposed to travel to Kalamazoo United the next day, the day of the the annual owners meeting at Wayne State, and they ended up forfeiting that game. So that was but nonetheless for Iowa, that was probably they were struggling to get things going there. I mean, they had a late start of the season. They beat Indiana United, the stepchild of the Great Lakes North Division, by a score of 3-2. Travel to Kalamazoo. They lost 13-7. A wild affair there over at Let's Play Portage. And then they had pretty much almost a month off until the 3 games against Detroit City FC. The second game they were supposed to travel. That ended up being a forfeit. But they managed to pull off 4 games in a row, 11-9 against Indiana United, 17-5 against Indiana United. Both those games at Buccaneer, back in Urbandale, Buccaneer Arena or whatever.
In suburban Des Moines, Iowa.
A home game at another home game at Buccaneer Arena. So that was an 8-7 barn burner affair there against Kalamazoo United. And their last game ended up being a forfeit for Indiana because they ended up forfeiting, and Iowa ended up winning.
We don't want to face you again, or something like that.
So
I digress.
So Iowa finished with a 5-5 record on the year,
and they qualified because they're hosting the tournament.
Absolutely, and of course they're hosting the MASL tournament in a couple weeks as well. That's the 2 side for the
men's league, right?
For the men, yes.
Okay.
So players to watch for: Allison Gratuitous scored last night in the game against ICT Aztecs. Lily Overs led the Iowa offense with 10 goals and 11 points overall. Had back-to-back 4-goal games against Indiana United on March 8th and 9th. Played her high school ball in Bettendorf and college for Northern Iowa University, NIU. Was an all-state selection in high school in both 2017, 2018, and earned Missouri Valley Conference Defender of the Week honors in October of 2023. Lily Overstreet, their top playmaker, with 5 assists to go along with 6 goals to tie for the team, leading total points in just 3 games. So, and another player, second in team in goals, is Elsie White. She had 7 to go along with her 3 assists in 5 games. Had hat tricks in her last 2 starts of play. So they got some players that can help them, that can win games for them. And of course, as evidenced last night by them coming from behind to coming through a 2-goal deficit.
They were down 3-1, and they just kept pouring and pouring. You know what I mean?
And I won't go over the box score as far as that goes. But the skinny on them is Iowa's has one of the most successful MASL-2 teams around, having gone 15-0 last year, winning the regular season and playoff titles. That's on the men's side. This is the first year of the women's team, and now the women seem to be starting to develop the culture there down in
Urbandale, Iowa.
Yes. First year for the women's team, got a late start to the season and came on stronger towards the second half of the season. And after the 3 games that they had against Detroit City, that's when they came up. And grant you, we fed off lesser competition ourselves.
Yes.
I mean, the Kalamazoo United SCs and the Indiana Uniteds, we fed off them. We were averaging 10 goals a game against those guys or those girls. But they came in on a 3-game. They come in on a 3-game winning streak into the playoffs, including those wins against, as I mentioned, lesser competition, Indiana. Right. But the thing is about Detroit City, we've seen the story. We've covered it all year long.
Kayla Anderson's 21 goals this year, good enough for first all team.
She was all MASL-W team, along with Gabby Shriver, who is out of town, will not be participating in this tournament.
That's good.
However, though, I don't see a weakness there as far as the goaltending is concerned for Detroit City, because a lot of this falls on the players that other than Kayla Addison, Gabby Shriver, Tatiana Mason, double-digit scorer herself, Shannon McCarthy, Zoe Greenhalgh, Tatiana. I already mentioned Tatiana. I'm trying to think. Fatima Nasser. There's a lot to go around with this team, and it's I wouldn't say very liberal as such as far as for Detroit City FC, but I wouldn't say a very liberal. Let's see. I don't want to see leaders here. We're taking a look at the leaders here. A lot of Chihuahua on there. Game-winning goals, 4 for Kayla Addison this year.
I know.
And she led all league on that. Gabby Shriver, 2.00 goals against average. Good enough to be on the first team as well.
Do you know who the backup is playing tonight? Do you know?
I'll look at the roster here.
Okay.
Trying to look here as far as teams go. Okay, first team on the website right there, Detroit City FC. There we go. So, but yeah, I mean, you look at this lineup here. I mean, Alexandra Tefan, Allison Lapointe, quality goalkeeper herself. She'll probably be between the posts tonight. Kirsten Williams has seen some action this year as well. But you look at these players. Megan Miles, Maya Romeo, Shannon McCarthy, as I mentioned. Karina Medina popped in a couple this year for Detroit City. Alyssa Barron, unfortunately, she can't be with the team. She's a little busy down in Louisville with the boys.
Oh yeah,
down there.
she's part of the behind the scenes team.
Yeah, but
now.
she even scored a goal this year
yes.
for it. But this Detroit City roster is a reflection of what the USLW squad is.
Oh yeah.
Very much a reflection of what that USLW squad, and you've seen the success. What happened last year with this USLW squad? They're going to be contenders again this year when they start playing a game.
Part of the revenge tour.
Yeah. When they start playing again, and this is a strong, cohesive unit. Gabby Shriver got this team together. Because they wanted to play some soccer in the wintertime.
Oh yeah.
They want to keep fit. They want to stay focused, and this is a testament of another thing. I talk about Iowa having a good soccer culture. Detroit City has a damn good soccer culture.
Yeah. I have been there for the last 13 years, and we know about soccer time, about following our teams and all that. And hey, anything with DCFC on it, either in the pro indoor league or the outdoor league, we will follow them really well.
Yeah.
But like I said,
and the players respect the badge.
Oh yeah.
They respect the badge and they play for the badge here. And that's play for the crest. Let's just say not the badge, the crest. They play for the crest. They play hard. They're focused. They're in tune. They and it's unprecedented. The first couple of years of the women's squad, pretty lean years. I would say they had one season which was not a winning season. I think it was the second year of Sam Perrine at the helm and the first year in the USLW. However, they've grown from that, and now they have become, the more that these girls work together and play together, they are more, they're focusing in on goals last year. They're not, let's just say, they don't take anything for granted. They really don't take anything for granted. That loss last year to the Colorado Storm.
Oh yeah.
Was devastating for them.
I know. I remember
it was devastating for them.
Let me tell you, I was on the fence line and I could see a player, thank you very much. And I saw Gabby Shriver, their goaltender, and one look at her face, she was devastated. You know what I mean?
She was in tears.
She was in tears, yeah.
Yeah, she was in tears.
I have never seen that from a player.
I can confirm on that. Being pitch side for that match, and she carries this team on her shoulders. She really does, and and it's a lot. And that's the character of a veteran player that's been through the wars here, and it shows as far as that. Unfortunately, I wish obviously. Probably family commitments or whatever
it's
it is,
understandable,
which is understandable, and we totally understand that. Understand that. But looking at the player stats for this team: Kayla Addison, 21 goals, 2 assists, 12 goals for Tatiana Mason, Claire Ciolino, 8 goals, Hannah Crum with 8 goals. Ania Dow was a pleasant surprise, 7 goals on there, 5 goals for Shannon McCarthy. Amanda Britton added 6. Zoe Greenhall with 5, Katie Coleman and Emily Matson with 3 goals apiece, Karina Medina with 3 goals, Maya Romeo with 2. As I mentioned, it's not just the top dogs. Everybody's been scoring for this team, and
contributing.
The wealth has shall we say, been spread around a little bit, which is nice. And that goes to show, whether it be David Dwahey coaching on the outdoor side, or Danny Evans coaching on the women's side. By the way, want to mention congratulations to her. She just had her baby this week. Congratulations to her. Unfortunately, I don't believe she is on the.
No, she is not in Iowa. She's probably celebrating with her husband and her family about the newborn, which is always a beautiful thing. But who's coaching the men? Is it Dave?
I don't know. I don't know who'll be coaching tonight. We'll find out who's coaching tonight. But obviously,
who
when
knows?
the broadcast happens tonight.
Who knows?
Tonight.
Who knows? So. Kayla could coach and play at the same time. We have seen that in the old days.
And Kayla's a coach too.
You're right.
But she could coach from the field though. She could direct players around, get them to where they need to be, and all that stuff. She is a team leader on the field. Yes. Shannon McCarthy, the same thing. Has that experience, being a team leader on the field. But like I said, that goes back to the, playing on the women's side and the hunger and the, the drive that they get from playing on that side. So, this is, and like I said, very special. This is a very special. This is a very special bunch of women, I think, and adds to the legacy and the history of this club.
Oh yes.
Whether it be on the indoor level, whether it be on the outdoor level, I would say, they're writing their own story.
Oh yeah.
And it is magnificent, really magnificent to see. It's not just, it's not all about the men coming from Castech to Keyworth and now going into the new state. They built their own legacy too. Whether it was the 3 games in 2020, up to the USL or UWS. Oh, that was a fun ride.
I know.
UWS. You had a 1 and 2 side on that one.
I know.
Slaying the Dragon that was Midwest United.
Oh yes.
Last
year. I was there.
Yep, Slaying the Dragon that Midwest United used to be our kryptonite. And next thing you know, we win two matches against them last year, going undefeated in the Great Lakes division and in the USL-W. So it's just a very cohesive unit that loves to play the game, whether it be indoor, outdoor, whatnot. And they're really focused. They're really supportive of each other. This is one cohesive unit. That's an underlying, shall we say? That's underlying.
Okay.
That's an underlying theme here because they love to play together.
You're right.
And I tell you what, I cannot think of any other great story. And Dave has followed that. Obviously, Jared Mackey has followed that as well throughout the season. Wish they could be with us tonight to watch.
They're in Louisville.
I'm sure they're going to be watching the game.
They're in Louisville.
I'm sure the men are going to be watching this game tonight.
Oh yeah.
To be honest with you, because one city, always city, as they always say. As we always say, and this is one whole group. This is one organization that really sticks together and really stands up to stands up with the people there.
Okay. So I hope good thing we have beat them 3 times. Hopefully one more.
I'm thinking it's going to be that way. The other semifinal, obviously, is Dallas taking on Chihuahua. Chihuahua just ransacking everybody, but Chihuahua found their kryptonite with Dallas.
Oh yes.
Dallas won. RPFC Dallas beat them in their last regular season game.
I know.
That's why they are the 2 seed and why Detroit City's the 1 seed in this tournament.
You're right.
So,
but by the way, both games. The first one with Dallas and Chihuahua is at 5:30 p.m. East. The Detroit City FC Iowa D-Mont game is at 8:30 East, 7:30 Central.
On the Iowa Champions League Network on YouTube.
Or you could type in ICLN.
I just type in Iowa Champions League and it comes up. It'd be easier doing it that way.
Either way, it will be showing up, and you will have the wrap-up at the Hacienda Solo tonight on After Hours.
Yep, hopefully it'll end up becoming a big victory. But the look at it. Let's talk about that coverage last night. I was privy to the first game.
Yes.
Of the doubleheader.
I know.
And the announcer, I can't think of the one guy, Alejandro.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, we were talking about on the others on the Soccer Night preview in Louisville. I was gonna.
Yeah.
I liked how Alejandro was saying goalkeeper. And when we were talking about goalkeepers, when we were talking about the new signing for Detroit City's men's side.
You're right, and I remember we were the goalkeeper that scored a goal. Is that goal?
Every goal he says is a golazo. The only golazo I remember was here at the field house.
I know.
That's when Fatima Nasser.
Yeah.
Literally, I could hear that thing, and I was up above. Down by the down by where I usually set up.
It sounded like a dart, for God's sake.
It was a loud dart at that. It was a banger. I mean, it was a solid banger, and she hit it. And I'm looking at the field right now as we speak. She hit it beyond the yellow line.
Yes.
That's there probably from that where the old blue line used to be for City Ice Arena.
Yes.
That's where she hit it from, and that thing was loud. That thing was vicious and loud. That was the golazo of the year, in my opinion.
I know. Well, just remember, I'm learning new things. Golazo in outdoor soccer means scoring a goal from long distance from outside box.
You want to see a golazo? Take a look at that golazo. I think it was a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
I think it was. I want to say that was Phoenix Rising.
Yes. That was the goal of your candidate.
Yeah.
They got it, blocked it. The Phoenix Desert fired a one a la Collie Award, and holy short.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That's up there as far as one of the golazos of the year right there. That was just an outright banger.
Well, tell me about it.
If you know what I mean on that. But yeah, going back to the women here, I mean, like I said, big game tonight. The winners of these two matches that are taking place this afternoon and tonight will face off in the final tomorrow.
We can't do Soccer Night pregame because
we're going to do after hours for that one tomorrow.
We both have lives. You know what I mean? Literally, we have a life as well.
I have to work tomorrow during that game. Sadly,
and I don't want to go out during rainstorm if I'm waiting for the bus.
Right, for a watch party for that one.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. Hours.
Yeah. So I will do after hours for this match from the hacienda tonight into tomorrow morning or whatever it is. You'll look for that there with some highlights and some analysis and whatnot as far as this game goes. The winners of the two matches will meet tomorrow, 2 p.m.
Central, 3 o'clock East.
3 o'clock Eastern. And here, I mean, let's give our prediction there. We're taking this. I mean, this is different from what we do for USL Championship. We're looking at predictions here for this one. How do you see it?
For tonight, they could win easily against Iowa, but I'm going to say it's going to be a tougher match if, let's say, the Chickasaw Savage make the final because they have a three-headed beast of goal scorers.
But this game right here against Iowa.
Iowa, easy victory.
No, tonight you're predicting Iowa over...
No, Detroit City.
Detroit City. What are you looking at? What's the score?
I'm going to say 11-2.
11-2.
Okay.
A little more. I'm giving a little more credit because the way they played last night against ICT Aztecs, they showed some fire and tenacity. They're on a hot streak right now. Of course, we know Detroit City's rusted. I get it. Detroit City's rusted, but they're also on a hot streak too. But I'm going to give them a little bit more credit. I'd say 10-4 Detroit City.
Okay.
Detroit keeps their average up of 10 goals per match. I'm not worried so much on the goalkeeper position tonight as far as that goes. I think the defense, with Nasser and let's see here, Amanda Britton, Maya Romeo, and Tafend, I think they're going to be solid against these Demon Hawks tonight. Kayla Addison and Tatiana Mason are just going to. They're going to find a way to score goals. They're definitely going to find a way to score goals tonight against this Demon Hawk squad. They've done it before. They'll do it again. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying 10-4 in favor of. And Iowa, I'm going to give credit to them. They're on a good run right now after such a stumbling start. But I give credit where credit is due. 10-4 in favor of Detroit City FC. So after hours. I'm going to break that. We're going to go over the highlights of this one, maybe look at the other semifinal as well. Hopefully, preview a championship match tomorrow afternoon in Urbandale, Iowa.
Suburban Des Moines.
Yeah. Oh, God. The other thing, Alejandro, welcome to Des Moines! Oh, my God.
Do we do the hockey team, the Des Moines Buccaneers, who plays in the USHL?
I don't think so. I don't think so either, because I think our affiliate's Grand Rapids Griffins, and that's AHL.
Oh, AHL,
so
okay.
They might play Toledo Walleye.
Okay.
They might play Toledo Walleye. I'm not sure, but, I mean, I don't know. That's a different league, different sport.
Yeah, but, Toledo Walleye is ECHL.
Yes.
Not AHL.
Oh, okay. This is true. This is true. By
the way,
I think the
Buccaneers plays in the United States Hockey League. Sort of like a different version of the Division 1.
Could,
CHL, for
United
rookies
States
and all
Hockey
that.
League. Could NDP, National Development Team, play
Yes,
them?
you could say that. Yeah, the national development team who played in Plymouth, the former home of the Whalers.
Yeah, I'm
yes,
thinking they
do,
play
yeah.
there. But
Let's wrap this up.
good arena for soccer, obviously, and
let's wrap this up.
they're accommodating hosts, and we're grateful for them for doing that. And I'm looking forward to a great game tonight.
I'm looking forward to a great game tonight too.
It's going to be fun. And shout out, good luck to the ladies out there. And we'll wrap things up after hours. Come to you sometime tomorrow morning or whatever about this one. Until then, folks, keep your feet in the ground. Keep reaching for the galaxy.